Jerry is bald and dangerous. I was busting Jimmy's balls earlier because his stuff was growing in a little bit on the top, and he had that kind of look like a monk in the back. And I said, dude, you gotta buzz that off. And I don't ever say anything to anybody.
No, I have a Husaberg 570 for that, my friend.
Right.
Have I ever told you how much power that thing makes?
No, but I followed you across the dry lake bed, and I got bored watching you on the back tire.
He sent a picture of his bike in, and he said these guys were going to roll me if his bike didn't win.
You look like somebody was whipping me with a hot coat hanger. The throbbing gristle.
Okay, Jerry, don't read your poem yet.
No,
Welcome to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. That means it's Tuesday, and if you think it's an hour early, yeah, I did that. So, welcome to the show.
Can you hear?
Oh, you can't. Well, I'm sure, like usual, the sound checks and stuff. It's blasting red though. There's something wrong.
Test.
Yeah.
Mine's good. No, mine's red.
Mine's, yeah. We have a big.
I can hear Gino in my headphones.
Somebody-
myself, but not you.
Okay, we're working on it. It's blowing the thing up. There's something happened. But here I can make it worse for us too, just by going like that. I don't know if that helped anybody. Turn the main down a lot.
Better.
It looked better. There's another switch I can pull up here.
Booga.
Hey, welcome to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. There we go. Trevor just messaged me because I told him he has to be on the show, and I think I fixed the problem. So, like I always say, we'll correct all the mistakes in post, but we're not going to be able to get rid of my esteemed co-hosts today. Plural. Well, we have on my far left, we have Gene Woods.
Gene Wesley Woods.
Gene Wesley Woods. One word Woods. We're gonna go with that.
Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever will be the word.
Now you've exceeded your limit.
Okay.
And next to me is a very dejected, very upset, former host of Motor World 2, now living in a skyscraper someplace in Phelan. No. Rubidoux. Jerry Bernardo.
Spell Rubidoux at a drunk stop. I pulled you over because you're under the influence of alcohol. I understand, yes, I have been drinking. How many drinks have you had? I don't know. Spell Rubidoux. Oh, you're fucking shitting me. Nobody from Rubidoux knows how to spell Rubidoux.
Well,
where is Rubidoux? In the shadow of Glen Helen Raceway.
It's actually not. Like if water,
I know,
if
but
water,
nobody listening knows
It's actually by
that.
Bloomington.
Okay.
Bloomington. I don't know where that's at either. So this is the show where we talk about motorcycle and motorcycle-related products, as you can tell. I have two experts in the field sitting next to me, and I refer to a reference manual 9 out of 10 times. So we will try to drop, what did you say before the show started? We drop a small nugget of information, knowledge. A tidbit of knowledge when we do stuff here in the show. So the way you can question what we do is just by watching it, or you can submit a question on the YouTubes, on the Facebooks. We have a chat going. It's up in the corner. Sometimes you can see it, and sometimes we can see it. And right now my chat is waiting to receive messages, and it hasn't. So we're going to reload it and see if it actually works. And I'm going to type, hi, everybody, because that's a great thing to put in the chat. And we have a contest going today. Right, Gene?
Absolutely. We're going to give some stuff away.
Because there's nothing better than a podcast or a show, a live pod, whatever they call these, that gives stuff away. And how cool. And we have the ever famous, brought to you by tacomoto.co, that's .co, not .com, Roosterendo segment. We have submissions this year. Do you want to play this video game on my iPad to keep your attention, Jerry?
No.
Because it's really supposed to be a soundboard that does something.
No.
So I just typed hi into the chat to see if it actually works. And look, it worked.
There you go.
Yeah. Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for this awesome shirt, a one of one. That I knew you thought I was just going to put it in a pile someplace and let it rot, like most of the things around this studio. But I wore it because
this is cool. Do you know what
cool.
one of one means?
Yes.
That is the only one, the only print of that design. That design has been laying dormant in my Mac for quite some time. and I printed one extra large black Gildan soft style 6400, your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, you know who deserves this but Jimmy Lewis, the guy who's managing my CRF 450X while it lays in wait here in the Valley of the Dirt People. That means my bike's in his garage. So if you went to steal it, fucking come and get it, bitch.
Do you notice I put my NRA stickers on the door?
I'll put it right next to my AMA sticker.
So yeah. So Rooster End, everybody knows that's where you send us a picture of your bike. You send it to jimmy@dirtbiketest.com. That's my email address that I just gave out. So you send it to there, and you put Rooster Endo in the subject line. You send a picture of your bike, and you tell us a little bit about your bike, and then I rely on my panel of experts to tell us whether the bike roosts or endos, and then we pick a winner based on the one that gives us the most enjoyment. And then you get $100 from Taco Moto, which is really cool. And Gene's going to give away, what'd you say, 2 passes?
2 passes to the go-kart track on Fremont Street in Las Vegas.
Yes. And if you don't know, Jerry Bernardo is the 6th fastest all time.
No, let's just go backwards because we're trying to sell the tickets here.
Well, they might want
You said the go-kart track on Fremont Street. It's a vague description. He means the Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street.
Building number 170.
I was just going to say that. I just had a dramatic pause. Building number 170 in the Neonopolis building at the far end of Fremont Street.
Right across from the zip line.
Thank you. It's a drift track, which means it's designed to slip and slide. Like if you live in New England, you drive around when it's snowy, you kind of get a little jiggy with it in the corners because it's fun, or you're high as fuck. That's Massachusetts talk.
Yep.
And it's really not a speed track. It's about sliding. Jimmy, you're down there every now and then riding around. It looks small. It doesn't look like, oh, could this be fun? It's actually really fun, you know?
Yeah.
It takes some skill to get around there and set a hot lap time because in the corners you're sideways.
Well,
No,
they are 20 horsepower electric carts. They're not like some slouch deal. They do power.
Yeah, they go.
How fast was the little cart we drove in today? 200?
A Can-Am?
Yeah, we rode
I
it.
saw 96 miles an hour, but that was just over the shoulder.
I don't think we went that fast.
I saw 96.
I think it was kilometers.
Oh yeah, that's
No,
right.
no.
It was. Yeah,
I don't know. I just saw 96. You tell me if it was kilometers.
We were
or
just
miles.
worried about your lunch.
My lunch? I was riding in the back. The only thing I didn't like about riding in the 4-seater Can-Am, not didn't like, but because I'm looking dead center at the headrest right behind Gino. And, if you want to see what's coming, oh, big dip coming, you got to do this. You're like, that was the only, other than that, I was fine.
Hey, so we like to get right to the questions that go in the chat. Garrett Carlson has a question for us. You want to read it, Jerry? Can you see
Garrett,
that?
yes, I can.
Can you see that?
Garrett Carlson would like to know if we have any experience with tennis elbow, outside elbow, and forearm pain from riding too much. The doctor says stop riding for possibly 6 weeks because your doctor's a douchebag. I can't imagine any professionals be able to take that much time off. I need to train and I want to ride. May I start?
I think that's a previous injury. I think you should sue Hustler Magazine for that.
That's right.
And
right.
just to say, Hustler was a previous sponsor of Gene Wood's racing truck, correct?
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah. Okay, good. So you're just throwing sponsor.
No, I just want.
I couldn't sue him. So.
Now, I'm sure that Garrett's an adult, and yes, he possibly does ride a lot. And he has an honest question if there is pain associated in the elbow with riding and whatnot. But there are other contributing factors in his life, and we don't know what else he does with that arm, be it his right or left. Is he a righty or a lefty?
If you really do want to ride and you feel your arm's good enough, they do make a strap that goes right around your arm right here.
Right.
And I know because I got tennis elbow from playing racquetball too much.
So I know this because there's tennis elbow and there's golf elbow, and they're kind of opposite sides, and I've had both of them from riding too much. So speaking as a professional, my number one way to do it is all related to inflammation. And
Jimmy's phone. Can't you see we're trying to do a show? We'll call you back. Whatever. I don't even know who it was.
my mom didn't deserve that. So, anyways, the one way it was all inflammation. So the thing that worked really good was ibuprofen, vitamin I, especially for an older guy like me. It would definitely tame it down, but that's not very good for your gut. You can't be taking that stuff all the time. and then I started, so I started wondering like exactly what I could do. I started doing a lot of different stretches to kind of just because I think, and it didn't go away right away. It wasn't something I fixed. So I started doing a lot of different stretches with my hands and fingers and stuff like that. I started paying attention to the grips I ran. Smaller diameter grips. Maybe it was more natural for me to have a smaller diameter grip, if you know what I mean. Bar bend, and I run Flex handlebars. By the way, Fast Company Flex, another sponsor of this show. So that's all we do is just drop sponsored things. And so there's all these different things. Your doctor is probably right that you can stop riding for 6 weeks and you'll get to ride for like one more week and then you're going to have it right back. So don't necessarily listen to your doctor, and I'm not a doctor, even though I try to act like one on this show.
And I'm not a gynecologist, and I won't expound upon that. Go ahead.
But you will take a look. Right?
But so I think just kind of paying attention to some of the, even like I tried different gloves, and I found that the padded gloves were really bad, and it made it worse because I rode all the time, and so incremental I would just have to kind of start paying attention. So I never stopped riding, and I made it go away. But if you want it to go away right away, and sometimes I was able to use the ibuprofen to make it go away, and then it stayed away for a little while, and then it would come back, and I played around with it. So that was my method. And I know people have had surgeries for it, where they've done stuff to loosen up the sheathing inside of the arm and weird things, but I don't know. It's I think everybody's a little bit different. You just got to play around with it. But
I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm curious as to when he says from riding too much. Most people have a 9-to-5 job, so one would wonder how much is he riding. And again, when you get something nagging, you had good answers to all that. We just like to crack jokes because we didn't know the medical response. So good on you for sounding like a host. That's an adult. How much does he ride? Nobody wants to stop riding because when you're riding, you can't hear your wife and the children. I'm just throwing it out there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Come on. Who else did? Doug Frankie. My elbow only hurts when I take Viagra. Why? Jerry, why? Doug Frankie, the legendary cameraman for Motor World 2 and many other Seals Co. entities. He's the guy that brings you the good imagery. That's why we have the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. Because, you got a #1 plate, you're in the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. Oh, you're a champion. Kenny Roberts, Evel Knievel, Ricky Johnson, no knock on those guys. You know who else is in the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame? Doug Frankie, my cameraman. Because when you're watching somebody come...
Me too.
Don't try and get yourself in on this. When you're watching somebody come down the straightaway at Ascot at $1.05, wide open, and the shot's in focus from A to Z, that's because Dougie knows what he's doing. So, Doug, round of applause.
Yeah.
Doug.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully. Garrett says thanks a lot. Really great advice. And when he says ride a lot, that's a really good thing. Like how much?
A lot?
I mean, he might be just saying he's riding 3 times a week, and that's enough to do it. And maybe, maybe. And the other thing is,
terrain as well.
Yeah, kind of terrain, what you're riding. There's so many factors.
Steering stabilizer.
Steering stabilizer, Scott's steering stabilizer, another proud sponsor of our show. There's so many different things that you can kind of work on, and I think at your position, it's real easy. But I like that you're not going to just take the doctor's advice because it sounds like taking the time off. But just start paying real close attention to it and making small changes each time you ride. Maybe, like I said, a little bit of ibuprofen or something that's going to do the help with the inflammation, and do it like right after you start riding, or maybe pay attention to it. And if it's 2 days in a row, maybe you can kind of cut the inflammation at the beginning of the cycle. It doesn't get bad, because mine would get progressively worse if I didn't treat it.
What does every doctor tell you when you go there and you say, I got hurt riding a motorcycle? They say you stop riding your motorcycle, right?
That's why I doctor shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a really good doctor who also rides motorcycle. I ran into him at Glen Helen last time I was there, and he cool guyed me. So, okay. Yeah, see, Doug says it's me. He's me too, just like me. What else do we do on the show? Oh yeah, motorcycle and motorcycle-related products. We have questions. That's what we do, is answer questions on the show. I have a document that I'm going to bring up here, And we have a question. Can you read these ones, Jerry?
No, they're too small.
Too small. Okay, I have a button I can push someplace that makes it bigger. Watch.
It's not my fault that I didn't want to sit here with glasses on, but
You wanted to look cool?
no, I just fucking hate them.
Glasses or me?
I have contacts in already. What more do you want from me?
Okay, can you start with our first question tonight, Jerry, please? Those are NAR stickers.
It's a super short question. This is going to be fun. Hello, my name is Matt from Utica, Mass. I am seriously interested in getting a WR450 Yamaha, a sponsor of this show.
MN is Massachusetts?
Minnesota.
Is it MN?
It's Minnesota.
Sorry, I told you
you just try to make everything about yourself.
Let me get back to this. I'm interested in getting a WF450 from Mike Larson at Larson Cycles. I'm 68 years old and I was an A enduro rider, did well in MX in the 70s, and also did well in trials. In 2022, because of complications with COVID vaccine, I had a stroke. I'm doing okay, but my balance is a little screwed up, and left hand isn't quite right, but I'm still riding, and I'd like to get an easy-to-ride dual sport. I'm planning to go to the Rocky Mountains next summer and spend a couple of months there riding two-track mountain roads, ATV Jeep trails, and the occasional single track. So, I need a bike that has a lot of bottom. Hey, we all need a lot of that, okay, buddy? Come to Las Vegas. There's a lot of bottom there. I need a lot of bottom and top-end mid-range power because I'm old, crippled, and can't ride fast anymore. Welcome to the club. But want to still enjoy dirt biking. And if I'm really sure I'm getting one, is that motor capable of big bottom end with no flame out? If so, are maps available through you? Thank you for your help. Matt.
Oh, Matt, that's a very thorough question. I'm glad we know so much about it because sometimes people just ask the one-line question and then we get this, which I'm a little traumatized by your COVID vaccine reaction, which I feel bad for you and stuff. But that hit me and then I was imagining how well you did in MX during the 70s. As I'm formulating my answer to this question, I'm throwing that all in there, and I can't believe that Jerry actually got through that with only 2 or 3 detours, which is that your read is going way up.
I can act normal if you want me to.
You might have a career in this. Okay, so he's asking about the Yamaha WR450, and yes, the bike does have big bottom end, but it does have a problem with flame out. By the way, Yamaha sponsors this podcast and this show, so thank you to Yamaha. If you're looking for a new Yamaha, go to your Yamaha dealer or just listen to us and we'll tell you all about their great bikes and why you should buy them.
What would you recommend as a better dual sport bike from Yamaha?
From a dual, so here's the other
Well, it's a
thing.
dual
is
sport.
He's asking for a dual sport, and technically the Yamaha WR is not a dual sport, although depending, and that's why I asked you about Minnesota versus Massachusetts. In Massachusetts, probably good luck getting a dirt bike on a license plate.
No way.
But Minnesota, probably not a problem at all. So you could make your Yamaha into a dual sport. So this aside, but I think I would really tell you that you should probably ride one before you bought one, just because it has bottom end, but it's also a pretty snappy and responsive throttle response, and you can do things like add flywheel weights to them to kind of tame them down. But I don't think they ever get as good as. Actually, it's getting harder and harder to find. And what a lot of times guys like this are looking for is like that old XR650, that chug. Kind of like what your CR450, your older CR450, which is called previous generation, CR450X has, and so it's something you get used to, but getting rid of that flame out now because there's so little reciprocating mass in those engines anymore. There's maps that help. There's all kinds of things that help, but it's never as good as you expect, especially when you're talking about the bikes that you came from.
I have a question.
And Gene has some input.
Okay,
Who gets to go first?
I admit I don't know what flame out is, and I'm sure someone else.
The thing wants to stall.
Yeah,
It's a
Flame
stall.
out.
it's kind of like
stall.
a lot of times people refer to it as a backfire, but it's not a backfire. It's when basically the inlet charge, the gas
It's during
the
overlap.
gas that's coming in from the carburetor, the flame gets in there, as the intake valve opens, there's still flame inside the cylinder, and it goes back in there and it lights the intake track
it's
up.
during the overlap of the camshaft.
I'm really sad that I asked.
So, but
Yeah,
here's
Jerry.
my comment on this is, we're both in our late 60s, right? And when you don't ride for a long time, you think, oh, I used to do this and I used to do that, and you think, I want something with big power, and so I built a CR500. I don't need that. I would be happy with it. You have a 450, and we were just talking. We'd both be happy with a little 250 because we don't need to haul ass anymore.
Yeah.
You just want to ride.
Yeah, and so I think he's a bigger guy. Just kind of judging. I'm just judging here. I think he's a bigger guy, and he's talking about going up in altitude. So now your 450 is quoted 350, and it was way worse. So fuel injection, things like that have gotten a lot better. And he's looking for something with a little bit of torque. So I would say, if you can license anything, 302 stroke. Those are pretty amazing at that low RPM torque. In fact, like even the early generation KTM fuel injected bikes, and we were talking about this earlier. Like we were talking about the difference between a 19 and a 21 and the other one. And the 19 is like the quintessential 300 torquey two-stroke. So there's a lot of different stuff out there. And if you have some buddies that have bikes, or you could, it's one of those things where we can talk about it all day, but I think that you know what you want and you'll feel it. And I don't know if we can verbally describe that. Although I would say just go down to your Yamaha dealer and lay down the cash for that WR450 because it is my current favorite fun 450 to ride.
I was just going to say, you said that last time I was up here. I mean, you have a garage full of bikes. Don't try and steal them because I'm lurking. And you said that's one of your favorite bikes.
It absolutely is. Is it the most torqueiest low end bike that I have? No, I have a Husaberg 570 for that, my friend.
Right.
Have I ever told you how much power that thing makes?
No, but I followed you across the dry lake bed and I got bored watching you on the back tire. Can we shut this down?
Okay, we can shut this question down.
I would just say lay the bike down on its side and pick it up and see if you like it.
That's also a good point.
Okay, hey, thanks for that question there, Matt. Hopefully we helped you out. So there's another person that read a question in. He was talking about a little poetry. I have a section on this show where there's this author named Jerry Bernardo who writes incredible poetry. I'm going to put it up on the emergency camera here so everybody can see what we're talking about. Coffee brewed with a graveyard mist. I have been reading, well, the segment is you can pay me not to read a poem out of this book. Well,
how much does it cost?
So, but I got a comment on my last one. Can you read the comment, Jerry?
That was from me.
Yeah. I'll read it. It says, the voice change was nice, but your cadence while reading poetry was off.
It says cadence, not cadence.
Cadence.
Meaning.
Obviously,
Your rhythm.
Obviously, I don't have it, and I can't even read the word. But it says you need a pro to read them. Jerry Bernardo from Fuck You Racing sent me that. Do you remember sending that?
I absolutely do. Okay. Can we see what Doug Frankie has to say? Because I don't like to blow him off. It's this guy, Yeah, there you go. Jerry knows how much I lift and run. What can I do to make my forearm stronger and less pumped? Also, the front shoulders hurt. What does that have to do with motorcycles? You're talking about running and lifting.
No, he's talking about he jumped on his DRZ 400 for the first time, and inside and out, it's not that. You're looking at. So yeah,
sorry, I jumped ahead one. My apologies.
Yeah, it's inside out. It's not that rough, but inside for like 10 minutes, my arms are pumped up.
Does it? His, like you say, grips more than gloves, and this is just me talking. But you know how some people death grip when they ride?
That's problematic.
I remember Lee Helliwell from Massachusetts telling me, when I ride, I try and relax my grip, and he's fast as hell. So what do you say about that? The death grip, the grips.
Again,
hydrate. Who knows?
It comes from not riding a lot. If you just jump on a bike, you're gonna.
Yeah, it's probably going to be tense, and you think about it. If you just squeeze your arm, it's not going to take long for your arm to start pumping up. I mean, I know Jerry pumps up before almost every appearance to get ripped out, but
that is not true. Do one cock push up, and all of a sudden he throws me under the bus.
Jimmy, have you ever heard of pointing your index finger? Does that help relieve it a little bit? Somebody told me that years ago.
No, I've never heard of that before. So, like when you're riding,
you just put your index finger out and it helps.
Did it work? True story. Mine's usually out anyhow on the levers when I ride. I'm always riding like that.
Well, I've always got 2 on the clutch almost all the time, and then anytime I decelerate, this is going out to the.
Gene tries to always have 2 in the pink. So calls for a sip of blue tequila.
Yeah, front shoulder. So how much Jerry? How much does he lift and run?
Well,
He's got a program.
Right now, he's semi-retired. The guy never stops. Every time I call him up, he's like literally always building, drilling, welding. He's out in the yard. He's building a fence. He never stops. So the activity is high up there. But he's trying to get trim and whatnot. So he's running up and down this grade and whatnot. And he's not lifting super heavy. He's constant.
Yeah.
But then again, 60s,
I'm wondering about
60s,
the part. It says inside around, it's not that rough, but inside for like 10 minutes. Inside around, it's not that rough. What is he? Is he talking about? He's riding around inside of his house?
No, he has a house in the mountains.
Okay, so he's riding around. Well, I don't care. I don't care what you do. There's no replacement for riding a motorcycle, for training for your motorcycle, and get your muscles conditioned to it. Because when I go hop on a mountain bike and I haven't been riding for a couple of months, my ass hurts. There's certain parts in there that they're just not accustomed to
Where are
doing
you
that.
riding to?
Just around, inside, and so. But yeah, so it doesn't really matter that much. So Garrett got back just about how much he was riding. I can ride out of the yard. I would say an average 5 times a week, and changing my own tires too, which the elbow hates. Hard enduro and desert type riding, and he's been racing in the A class. So he's riding hard.
Yeah, he's not riding.
He's training. This is a guy.
Yeah.
This is a guy that, like you said, he didn't want to take time off because he wants to keep training.
And he's at an elevated age as well, so you got to remember your body.
Was he?
I thought he
elevated
said
age?
he was like 68 or something.
68, yeah.
No, that's the guy from the. This is the guy.
This is the other guy.
I don't think if he's doing hard enduro, I'm going to give him like
I'm getting
on a high
glasses.
end of 40. Anyways, so
Yeah, no, for sure.
So yeah, riding
Hard
that's plenty of time. If you're riding 5 times a week, pay real close attention to if you take a day or 2 off, does it go away, and then if it comes back and see, and that'll really kind of then start changing things to see if you can go 2 days without him getting it hurt again. Victor says Mooseberg. That's not even worthy of a bell ding. I would like to thank my good friend Emily Miller, who got me this super awesome bottle of tequila. So tonight I am drinking Grand Mayan Tequila Silver, by the way, which is a really, really awesome super. It's got a lot of flavor.
And the bottle has embossed decorations on it. So what I want to do, because I'm mean, is I hand it to a blind person and I say, read this. And you don't know what that thing says. It could be Braille.
Yeah, you never know.
Could
And
be Braille.
if I drink it all, I could be blind, and then we could play that game, Jerry.
That's true.
And a few others. Okay, on to the next. Victor says you have to read that book after a dose of shrooms.
It's not incredible poetry. It's fever dreams and little courtroom sketches after acid trips.
And Jerry's friend Doug does ride and not inside. So just so you know, to clear that up. Okay, back to the next question. Well, speaking of that, and we're going to get to Rooster Endo pretty quick here tonight because I want to do it before you guys fall asleep. On my excellent, thanks, Gene. When you guys leave here, I want to see how fast shit runs uphill.
There you go. There you go.
As Gene famously said, he said, "Well, it's not that hard to come out to your house. It's only one toilet flush away from Las Vegas."
That's it.
Jerry, would you like to read the poem? I don't know. I see the title of it.
Do you think it's really time for that, or should we wait till later?
Okay, you're building up. So we have to tell everybody how you're going to win the free tickets to the go-kart track, Gene Wood's racing experience on Fremont Street, which is really, I think it's not that hard to find, because if you just buy enough beer and then try to get off Fremont Street, you will wander around and end up in that corner of the...
Well, we'll send them the information how to get there in a little thing that says, hey, you have free tickets.
Oh, like an actual,
But you have to,
like a real contest.
Yeah, the deal was you're going to come up with a trivia question and they have to answer it. That's who wins, the first one to answer it.
2 tickets valued at $30 a piece, so you and whoever you'd like to bring, albeit a significant other, a best friend, a BFF, or somebody that you hate and you just want to ram into them at a high rate of speed. That's $60 worth of skidding sideways.
Hey, and you can invite Jerry Bernardo because he needs more practice because I may or may not have been practicing. Hold on, let me show you something. Oh, you stole it from me? Wait, no, here it is right here. You want to hold that up for everybody? I don't like to talk about myself too much on my own podcast, but that's the champion of champions. How come you don't compete in that?
2 times. He won it twice.
Yeah, and Jerry was actually talking about how to get me a cheater card because I think he wants to get me disqualified.
What this signifies right here, ladies and gentlemen, every year at the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, we have an event, a moto celebration, and we have a go-kart race. You have to be in the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. You have to be an inductee to enter. So we get, like Bubba Schobert, frickin' Kenny Roberts. Does Kenny ever? He's never
Kenny
really
hasn't raced it, but we had Billy Gray last year.
Billy Gray.
Yeah, we have some
Jim
notable-
Did Jim get into it? Gus Brow.
Yeah.
Garth Brown,
Garth, yeah.
Jimmy. Anyhow, we have a pro race and we really stack the deck because usually there's no more than 8 people on the track when, it's functioning for the public. So what'd you do, get 12 out there?
I think we had about 12 in the main event.
12, and usually it's a 20-lap main.
I barely made it in. I was
You
the,
are
I was
so
the,
interrupting.
I was the
Last
last
chance. We went through
last chance qualifier to get in.
He was so interrupting when I was about to hail him as the greatest. Man,
All I want you to know is I look like the dude on this
I
thing.
designed it. That's why you look like that. That's why Tim Beaumont helped me. Me and Tim Beaumont, he did the cartoon and I did the rest. Anyhow, we have a pro go-kart race, and Jimmy won it last year and the year before. So he has the reigning #1 plate at the go-kart track, back-to-back reigning champ. So this year we're going to get him a red #1 plate.
You're gonna get me
And
smoked.
We'll put him on a good cart, and he gets to keep that same cart all night long because he earned his position. So if you are in the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame or you want to submit someone to be inducted into the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, go onto the website and follow up in the top right corner. There's a little box, inductee application. It's very simple. And if you're worthy as a person, not just in the motorcycle industry, but somebody who's made some sort of significant impact in the world of motorcycles, whether it's a championship or an aftermarket part you designed, or someone that works in sign up behind the scenes, someone who dedicates their life and has made people smile at the races, submit your name and
That's who we want in there.
yeah, we don't just want, like, oh, I won this many races and I was the fastest guy in my area.
There's lots of those guys out there.
Yeah, we want somebody
We're
that
dime a dozen.
waters the plant of the motorcycle industry.
HotShoeHof.com.
Yep.
And you can, and once you get in, you can come and race
We
Jimmy.
need to talk a little bit more about what it's about. There's a shoe up there. What we actually are is a non-profit. And our mission is to give shoes away to the needy. And matter of fact, the last event we went to, we gave 400 pairs of these shoes away. It was actually a really cool deal for everybody to participate in. We had a good time. We helped a lot of people, made a lot of people's day. And that's really what it's about. And that's the motorcycle industry giving back.
And another thing we do need, nobody likes to grovel for free money, and we don't do GoFundMes, but the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame is a nonprofit organization, and we work off donations. And Gene put up the money for the shoes in the beginning, but if we can get some people to kick down, it's a tax write-off to donate money in any, small amount, large amount. We'd love someone to come in for a big chunk. That'd be great. We need that help. So if someone wants to donate, there's also, if you scroll down on the website, there's a donation button at the bottom. So if you know somebody who's rich and they're bored and they're just cruising around with their robe on, smoking Cuban cigars, counting their money, hook them up.
Yeah.
Let's give away some shoes to some people, homeless people, not just homeless people,
Just
people in
people in
need.
need, yeah.
People that are doing it tough, people who are on a slim budget. Some lady whose husband might have passed away in a construction incident, and now she got 3 kids, and they're growing, and they're switching out of their shoes left and right. These are the people we like to help.
And the one thing you aren't talking about is the event that happens this year on
January 31st.
January 31st, which is right around the Mecum auction. So if you're
It's actually the last day of the Mecum auction. As it ends, we have our event that night. But we also,
so when you got outbid on that vintage bike that you were going to pay way too much money for, you can take your sorrow and you can bring it right down, and you can hang out with a bunch of people that were probably too cool to talk to during their heyday, but now we're just looking for ways to tell our story. Most of them don't have a podcast like I do.
here's something really cool though that we forgot to mention.
Cameron, Steve.
We are partnered with the Mecum auction, and if you are a member of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, you will receive an invitation for a free bidder's pass and a free guest pass to the Mika motorcycle auction with a value of about $300.
Yeah.
They're giving that away as a partnership deal with us, and it's really cool.
It's really cool.
And if you've never been to the Mecum auction, any of the Mecum auctions, I'm not a fan of the auto ones, but the Mecum motorcycle auction, you have never seen so many cool bikes, a plethora of motorcycles from all genres. How's that for big words? You just go in there and it's unbelievable. There's some ratty bikes, there's some beautiful stuff, old stuff, expensive stuff. You've never seen so many cool motorcycles in your whole life.
I can't go.
Why not?
I'll buy something. I'm not allowed to anymore.
The bike you learned to ride on will be there for sale. The first bike you had will be there for
Be
sale.
there, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, I just watch Carson Brown on the internet like jump every bike that I ever rode and break it, and I'm thinking, I wish I could have done that.
Carson Brown, good friend to Jaden Donners, who rides for the GTBN, the good team, bad
Does
name.
Carson have a sticker?
I tried to get Carson
fix
in.
it.
I tried to get Carson into the FAQ Racing Association, but because of his affiliation with Red Bull, he had to kind of, say no, step away. The good team with a bad name. It's
I'll
not
pull-
for everybody.
I'll
But
pull-
Jaden Donners, he's a bad man on a motorcycle.
Yeah. I'll pull Carson Brown and have a little discussion with him about the membership department.
Yeah, I even designed him, no lie, you know how sometimes I design stuff for you for free and I just send to you, hey, I made this? I designed him a cool Carson Brown sticker and he didn't print it and I'm not mad at him about him, I totally get it, I respect his sponsor,
Let me see
Red
if I
Bull.
can make that fester up.
I used to work for Red Bull in wearing many different hats, so I respect that, but you design something, then the thing just gets set aside like everything I give you.
Okay, we got an alert here. We got an alert. Did you hear that? That's the sound. I wish I could make it louder, but
Isn't that the song?
Mark
that's
Allen.
on The Day We Met?
Mark Allen here is telling us for the elbow, for the tennis elbow or the golf elbow, try Voltaren diclofenac gel on the elbow. It's a topical anti-inflammatory, so you don't get the gastric issues of anti-inflammatory pills. Okay, there you have it.
Mark left out, even though that's probably great stuff. After you put that on your elbow, wash your hands before you take a whiz.
Okay,
Just throwing it out there.
yeah, and Jerry's not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
No medical advice on this show.
No, I don't even like doctors.
Yeah.
I
So
don't.
people are pretty stoked to see you. Jeremy Schoening, Doug Frankie is very stoked to see you, even though you used to paint the Red Bull helmets.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
My lung.
Back when
feels
that was
great.
actually a real thing.
Back when that. Now, you know what no knock on helmet painters, and I'll shout out Air Tricks. Chris Woods, the greatest helmet painter in the world, who paints all the Red Bull helmets in the United States and around. Dieter Winchell and the guys over in Germany, they paint a lot of the Red Bull helmets in Europe, but nobody really paints helmets anymore. You know what they do? They spray a helmet one color, they get the plotter out, they cut out a bunch of stickers, they stick it all on, maybe a panel here, maybe a panel there, a little stripe, clear. I'm a helmet painter. If you took the plotter away from every helmet painter in the world, they would be fucked.
How do you really feel about helmet
Don't
painting these days?
sugarcoat it, Jerry.
So, okay, back to the questions. So throw your questions up in the chat, and if you're listening to this in the pod format, you can always send us an
Let's
email.
go back to the go-kart tickets. How are you going to win a go-kart ticket?
I was going to give the go-kart tickets to the person in the chat who is who's beaming in from the longest distance away.
Well, that's a guarantee they won't show up at the go-kart track.
No, they'll plan a trip to Vegas
Oh, okay.
just for it, I would
Okay.
think.
No, you should make it easy. Let's cut that distance in half.
The best question of the night. How about that?
As guessed by the panel itself.
Yeah, the panel itself. The question that brought us the most enjoyment in answering.
3 bald guys and a nun.
Right. Well, speaking of that, Jerry,
N-O-N-E.
you were kind of worried about like my attire and like when I was wearing all my stuff here. And I did something special for you.
You know, it's funny because as a guy who's follically challenged, which is a big word for bald as fuck, I was busting Jimmy's balls earlier because his stuff was growing in a little bit on the top, and he had that kind of look like a monk in the back. And I said, dude, you got to buzz that off. And I don't ever say anything to anybody.
I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. I'll do my best, Jerry.
Tip your head back. There you go. My God, you're so fucking hot.
That's it, I'm out of here.
That's it.
On that note, you're gonna have to leave.
I have the best question of the night. Is it wrong for me to have this erection?
I'll tell you what's wrong. Is like almost everything I do in this podcast, I forget that I did it. Like, you know, like the Men in Black, they shoot you with that gun, and I forget. I will forget I did this, and I'll be out tomorrow.
Yeah.
When my people are looking at me.
I'm just going to throw this out here real quick. As you can see, we're old and we've lost our hair. The three of us are bald. That's great. When someone busts your balls about being bald, it's usually someone who has hair. Now, if you have hair and you decide you want to bust my balls about being bald and you don't know me, think twice. It's not because I'm easily set off, but you don't know me. If you know me, bring it on. I love it. I'll give it right back. If you don't know me, you might get punched in the throat. It's a strong possibility. But it's a joke, bro. Yeah, well, it backfired today.
Okay. Dan has a question. He says right here. You see that one?
Oh, you want me to read it?
Oh, that's what we call the co-host job.
Okay, that's fine. I'll read it. Wait, I just got to concentrate. Hi. I'm getting to stalling the competition, ECU and C. I'm going to read what he wrote.
Can you make it bigger so you can see
No,
it?
I can read it. I'm just, not everybody writes the
I
words
know
right.
that's not the first time you've heard that, but can you make it bigger so you can see it?
I am getting around to stalling the competition, ECU and GCU.
CCU.
CCU, thank you. My question is, everywhere I took the 2023 WR450 is not an option for the map switch. Can you tell me that is true? Can you tell me if that's true or which one will work? Your video shows you installed one, so I'm just looking for some help.
Should I call Logan and see if he can help you with reading the questions?
No, my eyes are fucked. Okay? I'm not here to read. I'm here to tell stories.
Okay. So Dan, he's getting around to installing.
Yeah, right. Well,
Yeah.
where's the N?
It's
I can
not
see
there.
there's no N.
You have to prepare.
So Stugats.
So here's the thing. On your 23 WR450, the competition ECU, your bike, you have to get the ECU, the CCU, and you have to buy the button, the map switch button as well, and it will plug in. Your wiring harness has the connection for it, so it will work if you have a competition ECU. If you don't install the button, then you will only get to use one of the two maps available in the competition ECU. So buy the button as well when you're getting the ECU and the CCU. CCU is the Wi-Fi unit. So it's your phone, your Yamaha power tuner. By the way, this is the best thing about a Yamaha that comes for free is you have the power tuner app, which I can start right here. And if there were a Yamaha in range of me right now, and I knew the security code, I could tune it.
There you go.
So yeah, just so you know, so that makes the WR a full-on race bike. It's really cool. One of the best things about that, and so yeah, and then I can send you maps like the guy previous wanted to know. So yeah, you got to buy the button too on the 24. And this is also interesting on the new Yamaha WRs 24, 25, 26. It comes with the CCU already installed because there's actually in this side of this app there's an anti-theft. You can disable your bike.
Oh.
So it's like
That's
a key.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a key. You can turn your bike and tell it not to start with your app, and that works on the WR as well as monitoring for maintenance, like how long have his benzene changed oil. There's some traction control features in the app that you can do, but you just can't change the maps because it's an emission compliant bike. But if I were buying a WR, the first thing I would do would get the competition ECU, and then you have full tuning ability on that thing. So it kind of depends on the year. The newer ones have the button. You don't need to buy the button. You just need the competition ECU. So that's the question.
What happened to the days when you used to do a plug check and then have to change jets and stuff? That's all over with now? Have I just missed that whole thing?
Yeah, we're
Ready on that?
It's like unless your buddy is named Jerry and his carburetor has a pilot jet in it that likes to plug, then you will be doing some jetting for your friend Jerry.
Yeah.
My bike is awesome.
Right now it's awesome because we clean the carburetor on it.
Johnny Campbell blessed my bike.
You had a team of professionals. Kendall Norman.
Kendall Norman blessed my bike.
You know how many Baja 1000
Kendall Norman
rides?
needs to go in the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. Make that happen.
This year?
Yes.
Dude, that guy probably beat me in go-karts.
No,
I don't know if he can
seriously.
get in.
He needs to go in there. Kendall Norman is a badass.
We're taking applications.
Okay.
So go online, hotshoehof.com. There's an inductee application button. You just fill it out and send it in.
There's no promises that if you send in
It goes
an
to the board.
application, it goes to the
for
board.
approval.
We all look at it because, no lie, no knock on people. That some people send, I did a wheelie around the block when I was 17. Yeah, that's not Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. Wait, hey Jimmy, we have another question.
Another
Would
question.
you like me to read it?
Yeah, you're catching on.
I have another question for your podcast. I have several air filters because I don't really like washing them. Who does? I use Maxima FFT filter oil since it seems to be the best out there. Is Maxima a sponsor of this show? No, but we still will let you, questionnaire, plug it. Moving on.
Wait, how did it? I didn't see any of those lines. That was a good read.
Yeah, no, I throw shit in there every now and then.
Oh, improv, huh?
But when it comes to cleaning, I've been using diesel or gasoline, then rinsing out with dish soap. The problem is the smell in my garage gets really strong, and it gives me a headache. Whee! Burn your motorcycle.
Dawn soap.
Non-soap.
Dawn.
I saw that WRF3 cleaner is supposed to be biodegradable and doesn't smell like solvent. There's also the no-toil system, but I'm worried that their oil might not perform as well as FFT in really dusty conditions. Dear Jimmy, I love you. Please help.
Thanks for adding all the extras in there, but we get the gist. He wants to know, what do I think and what products do I recommend? And that's
Oriel.
Ariel, ear dirt bike test. Yeah, no, that's from the next thing. I hope I got these answers right. So FFT is a great foam filter oil, and yes, as a petroleum-based foam filter oil, like any petroleum-based filter oil, it's relatively difficult to get out of the filter without a really aggressive solvent. So there are some good filter washing solvents out there. Generally, they come in metal containers, and you want to buy them in bulk because you end up using a lot of them. And are they, I mean, they're not gasoline, they're not diesel, but they kind of work the same. So
I'm telling you, Dawn soap.
the Dawn Platinum soap is
One of the best.
It's one of the best if you're going to do it only with soap, and I totally agree with that. But it still will never get it totally clean. I've used the WRF3 cleaner also. It was just like most of the other cleaners. I think when I started looking at it, because they actually approached us about doing some stuff with it, and it was kind of on a cost scale. It was right up there with almost any other one. There wasn't a huge advantage to any other one. So I've used No Toil. No Toil is really good. It gets the filters really clean. It's a 2-part system. Is it as good as FFT? Because FFT is very sticky and stuff. I would say if you oil your filter properly, it's okay. The problem with the No Toil is that the carrier agent is kind of alcohol based, and it can be pretty hard on the glues that are oiling the foam together. And if you don't change your filters often, they dry out. What I use is something called Rock Oil synthetic water washable air filter fluid, SWAF.
But isn't one of the worst things you can do is over oil your filter? I mean, it's just like having the choke on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, if you over oil your filter, you're gonna pay for it in power. If you under oil your filter, you're gonna pay for it in the dust going through and the filter not doing its job. But anyway, so I use this stuff called SWAF, synthetic water washable air filter oil, and it's exactly what it says. You wash it with water, and it's freaking unbelievable. When you wash the filter and you just use just water, and it takes like 3 rinses, and it's like a brand new filter. It's never had oil in it before.
Right.
In all of my using of this stuff, and we did a test on it back at Dirt Rider Magazine. It won our air filter shootout, oil shootout, to the miss of all of our sponsors, which Rock Oil was not one of them. But it's the same thing. It can dry out a little bit easier than some of their stuff. The alcohol, the carrier agents in it can be hard on the foam and the glue, but it for me, it's the best. It's what I use, and I'm just very careful about making sure I oil it properly. And I've never had any problem. But I can say that about almost every filter oil I've used. If you use it properly, it's going to do its job. This stuff just rinses out with water. And I sent Ariel.
I'm actually just guessing, but that's what I think it says.
Yeah, you're good at the languages. Say
If
something.
if you over oil your filter, you're gonna pay for it with a lack of power. If you don't wear a condom, you're gonna have triplets.
So, yeah. So, and like, say, what do you think? I just told you what I think. What products do you use and recommend? I really like the rock oil stuff. I do. In bikes that I know are not going to have the filter clean for like 3 or 4 months, I will use a petroleum-based filter oil. And lately, I've been using some FFT. I've been using some of the whatever Lucas stuff is, their air filter oil, and also some of whatever Johnny Campbell gave me some stuff, whatever one of his other sponsors was. So I've been trying different things. So that's the answer. Back to the chat room. And Mark Allen says, I have a starting problem on my low hours 24 FE501. I am needing to press the start button about 3 times to get the bike to start and turn over. Happens every time, whether the engine is hot or cold. Okay, Mark. So when you touch that button, like if you touch it, just tap it, does the fuel pump come on every time you tap it? That's my question, because that can be.
How would you know if the fuel pump came
You
on?
hear it. You hear it goes zzz inside of the tank, and sometimes I don't know exactly what causes it not to come on. I have seen the
Does the fuel pump relay?
He follows his own question up with something that pertains to what you're talking about.
I was just getting to the part where Dave says, I can relate to the baldness. Dave Donnelly. Let's see, first 2 or 3 presses all cause a fuel pump to prime, so I know the button works. And it sounds like the starter is working. Well, you know when the starter is working because the engine's turning. Oh, the motor doesn't turn over. But just can't get the motor to turn over. Swap batteries, no change. So interesting. So it sounds like the starter spinning. It's just the sprag gear maybe is not engaging.
Do they have a Bendix on them?
So it has a sprag gear. Yeah, it has a bearing that only rotates one direction. Right. And I've seen those go bad. I've seen the springs inside them fail and the bearings get kind of loose. But then sometimes they lock up in all weird kinds of directions. But that's really strange, and like by low hours that shouldn't happen to like a lot of hours.
If you hear the starter turning and the motor's not turning over, there's obviously an issue.
There's
engaging somewhere.
Yeah, there's an issue in the gear change, and like start button about 3 times to get the bike. So the other thing I had happen on one of mine was my actual start button, the button itself, the contact was getting worn, and I found that if I it happened in Mexico, and I still had a lot of riding to do. I couldn't push the button straight in. I had to push the button down and in. Like it wasn't getting a really good contact, and then that wasn't activating the whole system. So, you can replace that button, which I did. I went to an aftermarket one afterwards. But try jacking around with that button. Try blowing compressed air into it. Sometimes water gets in there and causes it to do some weird stuff. So that I would try those things as well. But if the starter is actually spinning and it's not engaging, there's a problem in the gears that are getting that engine to turn over. And you can usually get to that through the side cover. So, okay. Back to the other question sheet here, Jerry. You ready for Roosterendo yet?
No. Tomas.
Hope this message finds you well. We're Safety Parts, a trusted brand with their own manufacturing facility specializing in high quality, blah, 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 blah. They want to give us titanium foot pegs. Do you want titanium foot pegs for your bike? I'll give you this email address. You tell them you work for Dirt Bike Test. They'll send them over, and then they'll ask you if you want to buy like 400.
No.
Fiona.
No offense to Fiona, but no thank you. I have great foot pegs on my CRF 450X that Johnny Campbell blessed.
Oh no, I need lighter foot pegs.
Titanium foot pegs.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, the bike that you just got, that thing's got good foot pegs on it. So when your buddies want to open a beer,
I drag my feet. I don't actually use the peg. I put 'em up
you
down.
when your buddies want to open a beer at your Tombstone trail ride, you
Yeah.
just lift the peg up and say, "Put it right there, bro."
And it opens it right up.
There's a beer opener
Really?
bottle. Yeah, I thought I'd tell you that.
That's cool.
You didn't even know you got
I
that
can
one.
open a soda bottle with it, I guess.
Right, if you got really high end sodas with those things. So Dan Parker has a question. He says, "I've watched the videos on DBT, but want to ask you what your thoughts are on a throttle tamer to reduce the incredible off-idle responsiveness for woods riding." And I'm pretty sure, I think he has a WR450. All my questions seem to be about Yamaha bikes because Yamaha sponsors this podcast.
What's a throttle tamer? Isn't that a throttle tamer?
Well, I like to use my wrist to tame the throttle, but it's a throttle cam with a different leverage ratio.
Okay.
It actually
starts out slow and then
it deadens the so you have to pull more.
so you have a half turn bottom end and then a quarter turn from half throttle up.
Something like that. Yep. So it's actually, there's a company called G2 that makes them. I actually have one in my Tenere, but I actually, believe it or not, I asked for a more aggressive one,
Yeah.
which they said that's really weird for an off-road guy to ask for that, but we make one for a road racing application, and I
Just
put it
a
on.
toggle switch on it.
It's because I wanted to be like a Husaberg. I want a lot of power right now. So yeah, the throttle tamer, it's really, if it truly, the problem is that you can't control your wrist, a throttle tamer is a good thing. But I find that most people that try them still think that, I'm still getting that explosive power, and they realize that they need to do something with like ignition mapping or tuning and stuff like that. A lot of time they've gone, almost every time, they have what I'll call a bazooka muffler on the back of their bike that came with a more slightly quieter or more restrictive muffler, and the throttle response that they got out of that, which was actually a lag followed by a big hit later in the power band, made the power hard to ride, and now they're trying to correct it with something else.
Riding a gear higher.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I do. I like a super aggressive bike, but I like it because I ride them in gear high. If I ride it in the gear I'm supposed to, it's too gnarly for me too. But if I want it, I've got it. I just downshift. So, wow, Gene, you're really turning out to be a great co-host.
Also, is there any chance you produce and sell T-shirts with the Dirt Bike Test logo? No, I don't even have one. Next.
There's some in the box, but I only got small and medium. But with those big muscles, you'll look good, Jerry. I'll use you as my model.
Big muscles.
Big muscles.
Bag.
Wait, that's a cigarette.
Hey,
Don't call me a
Go
cigarette.
Put that back
Oh,
in his lap.
Mr. Happy.
Mark Allen is following up on his
Okay.
thing.
Hey, Dan, thanks a lot. Yeah, cheers. Thanks for your time. I really enjoy the podcast and the YouTube videos. Well, if you enjoy the podcast and the YouTube videos, you can always just send me bags of cash.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, that's how we do it here. Okay, let's get back to Mark. He's got questions. He's trying to win the best question. He wants those go-kart. Mark, where do you live at? Because you're angling in on getting the go-kart passes right here. When I put the bike on the stand, shift the transmission into a tall gear, and pull the rear tire until the motor turns over past the compression phase and hit the start of the mountain bar. Sprag gear.
Yeah.
He just described.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just locking up. It's not
Put the
hitting.
transmission in a tall gear and pull the rear tire until the motor turns past compression phase. Yeah, it sounds like the sprag gear is like skidding. It's not engaging. And after you engage it a few times, maybe it builds up enough heat where those bearings get rattled and indexed, and then they actually do what they're supposed to do.
I think what he's saying is when it's on compression, when it's on the compression stroke, that the starter motor won't turn the thing over. And he's saying it turns it over if he backs it up. If you back it up to the compression stroke and give it a revolution or two.
He says he said if you push it 3 times, it'll do it. But I think like those, like any bearing, it's a friction surface, and after he pushes it 2 or 3 times, it finally, like, those bearings engage. Because I have a video someplace on the website where I changed that sprag gear on a KTM 350. It's because it was.
Can he send an audio of it doing it so we can listen to it?
You probably could, but you know me getting that audio onto this podcast would be like pulling teeth. Have you seen issues with the auto decompression failing or sticking on these 500s? No, I have not. Actually, ever. That's one of the few things that I have not ever seen. So I don't think it's the decom, but the fact that it takes us, I think once that gear kind of is able to engage or get it started and engaged, then it hooks up. But that's the one thing I've seen happen before is those sprag gears doing their thing. So I have a question from Matthew, and he says, a question for you, good sir.
Jerry.
If a private moto club with insurance wanted to hire you for skills training sessions, would you be interested?
I'm always interested in training
cash.
people.
I know, you are, and you're good at it, to be honest.
Thank
the
you.
deal would be held at our private ranch in Marin with 1,800 acres and 40 miles of trails. The deal could also include a day at the club riding. If interested, let me know what the cost would be to a class of 10 to 20 people. Or just tell me what size and price you would want, what size group, and the price range you would like to be paid. There's camping on site, so your wife could come and you could tow the trailer out. Scroll up.
Yeah.
Cheers and keep up the good work on TTTT.
Matthew. So I actually wanted to address this question because I'm getting a lot of questions. People are constantly asking us, through my school website, hey, can you come out and do private training? Can you do this? It's like the answer has just kind of been a blanket no, because I currently do not have insurance anymore. And so my insurance was ridiculously expensive before, and then they even raised the rates more. So I never had a claim that went anyplace. We had a couple of people do claims, but there was insurance companies just looking for money, not the person, it was their insurance company kind of things. So we never had anything filed, and the rates just went through the roof, and it was impossible for me to be able to offer classes. I wouldn't even say it at an affordable cost. I thought our costs were high to begin with, but when I start telling people how much of that was insurance, they're like, oh really? And then they realize, oh, you're not really making that much money doing this. So that's why I'm not doing schools. I do not, when I see what people are charging for their riding schools and stuff, I think two things. They're either making no money or they're not insured.
You can't do it on release of liabilities?
Sure.
How much? Risk everything?
How much do you want to risk?
Right.
And unfortunately, I feel like I've worked too much and have too much to lose to just have something go wrong, and things. There are accidents, and there are really good judges and really bad judges and lawyers, whatever, that can make your day horrible. So I just chose that it's probably better for me to not do this. But here's the thing: if he has a club that has insurance and they can insure me, they can write have me
make you
additional insured on their policy, and then I can go get an event policy on my side, just so I'm backed up and covered through. I'm part of the USMCA, which is United States Motorcycle Coaching Association. We have access to certain insurance plans there, but they're very specific on the facility has to be insured. There's all kinds of other stuff. It's really a supplemental insurance. So it's a big game.
Not you. I'm saying the insurance part of the story. It totally bums me out because I know how good you are at helping people get better at riding.
So this is still open for discussion.
This one is open for discussion.
Right,
I would actually entertain it, but I literally I get invited to go to events and do demonstrations and stuff like that. I literally couldn't go do them because I'm like, can you put me under your insured? They say, no, you have to be insured, which I used to be. And I'm like, well, I can't do that.
How many motocross tracks have shut down lately because someone got hurt and the insurance company and, right or wrong, whatever.
Yeah.
It sucks that people got hurt. I mean, some people have even passed away. It's terrible. It's motorsports. But the insurance angle of it all, it ties right into this. We want to ride dirt bikes and help people be better at what they do. And the insurance company, they take the fun out of everything. Don't get me started.
Okay, everybody. So Mark posted a video on his YouTube short. So everybody go to Mark Allen's YouTubes and watch the video of the YouTube short, and then just post in the comments of what the problem is, because I know there's a couple of you smart guys out there that like diagnosing motorcycle problems over the thing. It's a contest now.
Gene has some YouTube videos as well, but that has nothing to do with the stripper pole that used to be in his big rig.
Let's see. Garrett Carlson says he's in Reno, by the way, and before you award the go-kart tickets, I didn't hear where it's happening. Well, it's in Las Vegas, fabulous Las Vegas,
On Fremont Street.
on Fremont Street.
450 Fremont Street.
Goes to
Unit.
171.
Yeah. My question was boring anyways. I don't think I'll win with my penis.
I think he just won right there. Me personally, I think he just won right there.
It's
And even if it was
Jerry.
even if it was a typo,
Hey, don't worry. I just had to look
He
at how
gets 2
far.
free tickets for that.
I just had to look at how far
we'll
the.
have 2 extra tickets. Okay, if you have penis elbow,
It's
we don't
tennis
need you
elbow.
to. We don't need you to prove it. No, you look at the keyboard. It's the P.
No, I had to look to see how far apart.
How
they
far
were.
is the P next
Half
to
the
the T?
keyboard apart.
He wrote penis elbow on purpose. The guy's packing, okay? Bring your penis elbow down the track. Come for a ride.
Now-
Jimmy is the 8th fastest guy in the history of the track. Right here. Pro level.
I'll
8th
come down.
overall.
I'll come down if I'm around. I'll because I need more practice. Let's see. And Trent Zimmer says, "Hang on. If I call Jerry bald, will he invite me to go go kart racing so he can give me a piece of his mind?"
If I call Jerry bald. Okay, Trent, do you have hair or are you bald?
He's got a hat on in his photo,
Okay.
so he might be covering
If
something.
you have no hair, we're brothers from another mother. If you have hair, I hope you know jujitsu. That's all I have to say.
I haven't seen you fight anybody.
I don't. I haven't. He sound. Well, you know what? True story. Without expounding upon it, the last time I got in a fight was with a drunk guy a long time ago. Friend of mine. We were talking shit to each other. And I'm like, whatever, bro. I turned around and walked away. What did he do?
Okay, he just full ran at you and shoved you from behind. Tried to knock
You
you
know
out.
they try and knock you down
Yeah.
from behind. So I turned.
Cheap shot.
Cheap shot from the back, blind like a coward. So I turned around.
He swung at you.
Dude.
And you clocked him.
Did he swing at me? I don't
Oh, yeah,
remember
he
that.
swung at you.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I gave him a right hook right in the puss.
Give him a black
I
eye.
gave him the
Instantly.
nicest black eye. But I don't want to fight, but I will if I have to.
See, I'm worried about all these guys you call friends, and then you hang out with me.
No, he was drunk though. I'm sober. You're drunk and you push me from behind. What do you think I'm
Hey,
going to
Gene,
turn
can you
around?
pass me that bottle that one says illegal mezcal
I'm going
on
to
it?
turn around and go, bro.
I'll take that one too.
You pushed
want
me
to do
from
one? Yeah,
behind.
that one's good. Yeah, friend of the show. They're helping me get more like your other friends.
So we got to leave. He's going to shove you out the door.
What is going on? There's people becoming inebriated.
No. Okay. So Trent, yeah, you take your Jerry-ness in your own hands. We're gonna move on to the next segment of the show. We call it Roosterendo. This is brought to you by Taco Moto. This is where you send us a picture of your bike. We put it up on the screen. We talk about it. You tell us a little bit about your bike. You can describe your bike however you want. I'll make Jerry tell you about the bikes. He loves reading all the stuff. And then,
Where's the photo?
well, I got to get to that. It's like there's a couple button pushes here.
All right. So you want me to read about the bike?
So yeah, I got to find the right one. And this isn't Leica. It's Lee in Canada.
Okay.
This is Lee in Canada's bike.
Lee in Canada's bike is a 2023 KTM EXC 500.
There it is.
Limited mods working on the rider instead, prepping for the NORA 2026, which you're affiliated with.
Right.
Rally.
But this
Sure.
is shot on an amazing fall day in Ontario, Canada, which is the Canadian Thanksgiving. Look at the pictures. Look at the picture.
There's no picture yet.
Right up there.
It's on the
Oh,
screen.
it's up there. I'm looking at this, and you got it over here. What's
Uh-huh.
that, split vision?
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's a beautiful picture, and background makes difference. Let's get back to the bike.
Got it.
2023 KTM EXC 500. Limited mods, working on the rider instead, prepping for the NORA 2026. Cherby skid plate, seat concept seat, sprung for my weight and revalve, folding mirror, Parker DT tires. Regards, Lee from Canada.
Okay,
Nice background.
there it is
It's
up
on
there.
California.
No, I know there was a little Canadian flag on the Dealey Bob when he sent it in, but yeah, it's.
We need a close up of the bike.
I'm going to try to do that. He did send three different pictures, and I just picked the one that showed the flower, so I'm going to zoom in on it. But his photo quality is so low; it's like a postage stamp size. So it kind of, you know how it looks blurry for you all the time.
Yeah,
It's the same for us
that's
right
the
now.
medication.
So it looks better when we have it zoomed back out. But yeah, so Lee's bike.
Very limited mods, no offense, but limited mods.
Yeah,
I think a 500 stock. I mean, that's a pretty good bike, right?
yeah. and he's good that he's working on the rider. I know Lee. He's actually been out here before. He came and did a little rally training with us.
Cherby skid
last
plates
year.
are great. I have one on my bike. Love them. Shout out to Franco.
Yeah, Seat Concept Seat, another sponsor of the show.
Yep, good stuff.
Those are good seats. And so he did the thing, sprung for his weight and revalved. I like that comes up before I put the bazooka pipe on and I added the this, that, the you know. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, so get the bike set up and set up folding mirror. I wonder if it's a double take. Jerry, I mean, I know you're loyal to that Cherby's mirror that you put on the bike today, but you could have had a double take.
I know, but a Cherby's is a sponsor of mine.
Yep. Okay. They wouldn't mind if you just put a double take on yours. I don't know what his is though. He might not have, but you know what? If you want a discount code for double take, just let me know in an email, and then he has some tires on it. I remember those tires. I think this bike, for its plain simplicity, roosts.
I say roost.
Yeah, I'll go along with you guys.
And it has the Tom Webb flat seat, so maybe he's tall.
He's a bigger dude.
You can tell. Look at the seat.
Yeah, it's a comfort seat, so that's good there. So yeah, Lee, your bike roosts. I like that you got some fall Canadian colors in there. It's like that was taken a month ago, I think, which is a thing. That's the gang of people, Jerry, in this photo.
Fuck You Racing has a chapter in Canada, headed by Guy Giroux.
These are the
His
guys.
son Axel and his wife.
Yeah, these guys sent a picture of his bike in, and he said these guys were going to roll me if his bike didn't win.
Do they know jiu-jitsu?
They might. I don't know.
Which is
Let's
funny
see.
because I don't.
Okay, this is Cody Strange's bike.
My turn?
Uh-huh.
Hi, Jimmy. This is my 2024 CRF 450X that I got brand new last year. It's my first brand new dirt bike. This picture was taken at White Pines in Arnold, where me and my buddies do most of our riding. We do a lot of single track here in Northern California. I feel like I have set this bike up pretty well. I did my first Wilseyville hair scramble last year. Loved it. And plan on hitting more endures and hair scrambles. Hair, H-A-I-R.
Hair scrambles.
Typo. Hair scramble this year. Here's the list of things I've done to the bike. Pro Taper Pastrana bars. Cycra Pro Bend handguards. Baja Design Squadron Pro headlight. Race Tech springs for my weight. Stock valving. IMS 3-gallon tank. Bulletproof Designs radiator guides. Tusk cooling fan. San Diego Powerhouse coolant outlet kit. Vortex ECU, Pro Circuit T6 full exhaust Cherby's front rotor guard, TM Designs skid plate, TM Designs rear rotor guard, TM Designs chain guide, AS3 shift lever, AS3 brake pedal, JT Steel 553, I was going to say 5.3, JT Steel 53 tooth sprocket.
Oh, Jerry, this one's good for you. The list gets even longer.
I know, my eyes already hurt.
Yeah.
DID X-Ring chain, San Diego Powerhouse, Kate Saver, gut seat, Recluse Radius, CX 4.0, Dunlop Geomax MX tires, running tubes with stock DID dirt style wheels. Graphics were done by Backyard Designs. I've been enjoying your Tech Talk Taco Tuesdays every week. Keep up the good work. And I think Jerry and Gene should be on all the time. And I know I will get my bike. I know what I will get if my bike roost and win. Taco Moto's oil drain plug. Taco Moto, sponsor of this show, along with Yamaha.
And he says, "See you on the trail."
See you on the trail.
Yeah, so that's a nice chariot. That thing, he's put some effort
It's
into
got
it.
bells and whistles.
Yeah, bells and whistles. I'll get this one so we can zoom in and take a look. I mean, he's got the graphics going. This is where you just show that I don't discriminate, because he's got a lot of we'll call it non-sponsors of the show.
Did he say Recluse clutch, or is that just a Recluse clutch cover?
No, he has a Recluse clutch in there. The Radius CX 4.0.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, which
I was straining to get through that barrage of type. So
there's a lot of stuff on there, and with all that stuff on there, maybe the only thing he really needs is
Where's the hair?
the hair from the scrambles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but his headlight's missing right there, so he lied. Yeah, he said he had that. He said he had a ball design headlight.
You can't go wrong starting out with a mighty CRF 450X.
Yeah, yeah. Johnny Campbell approved.
No, I mean, it's a good bike. I
Yeah.
know you like your WR 450, but I've had a CRF 450X for the past 20 years. So
Right.
the things they take you out, they bring you back. That's what I like the best.
Gene, what do you think?
I think it roosts.
It roosts?
Yeah.
Okay. Jerry?
Oh, definitely, I give it a roost.
Yeah, I got to give this one a roost too. Although, I mean, he did either shoot that early in the morning. It looks kind of like an early morning shot, just which is nice. It's not that harsh light. It took some time. I wish you would
Good
have.
shadow trick lighting there for you.
Yeah, I wish you would have got a little lower.
I know how to do that.
Angled
Photoshop.
the shadow trick. Taught my wife the shadow trick. Yeah, not
I
a.
plead the fifth.
Yeah, not a bad machine. You're gonna get a triple roost on that one. Now we got to go to the next one on our list, which is how do you say that guy's name again?
Ariel.
Ariel.
That's me guessing again.
Ariel
From Paris.
Let's see. I gotta make sure I get. I gotta
What's hanging
find.
off the left handlebar? Oh, is he leaning it on a stump?
Okay.
Yeah, I think sorry, caught a bear.
Here's my bike for Roosterendo. It's a 2022 KTM 500, bought brand new and now sitting at 300 hours. It's mostly stock with some upgrades. It's KTM power parts and guards, a Chirby's engine cover, KTM aluminum skid plate, and a Chirby's big tank because I'm Canadian and the gas stations are way far apart up here in the north. We also live underground in tunnels and have small eyes, and therefore we're very happy people that can't ride 12 months a year even when it's negative 20, but he does.
Poutine.
I added most of that stuff right
I
there.
think he needs a snowmobile.
I
That's the
added,
picture.
I added poutine.
He's running 1450 sprockets. He's got a power tuner since my reeds blew up after a backfire. That's like a flame out, Jerry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Coughed.
It coughed and it blew his reeds up. But you could look closely at this picture here, and he has some serious spikes on that baby. I'll get it here.
Did I ever
Is
tell
the
you
tire
about the?
spiked up?
Oh yeah, look at those things. They're
Did I
all
ever tell
spiked
you
up.
about the time I got run over by Trelleborg friction spikes?
No, but that's what these
It's
ones
a
look
good
like.
story.
Okay, let's hear it.
No, let's finish up. Let's respect the guy and then segue to the monologue.
Because we never ever get
Disrespect.
distracted and go off track.
Eye on the
show.
prize. Eye on the prize.
Okay, so I think that this is very much like the other Canadians KTM 500. There's a Canadian KTM 500 club. Obviously, it must have gone through their newsletter to all submit to Roosterendo this week, all two of them, and we got them both. If he wins the $100 gift card, I'd love to use it to try out the new Taco Moto map. That would help cover those import fees. The $100 would help cover the import fees, which I've
Keep
heard
up the
about.
awesome work with the podcast. Always great listening to you guys. Cheers, Ariel, or however you pronounce that.
Yeah. Or what? So if the E has the tilde over the top of it, or the whatever, what does that mean you do? Does that mean you stick your tongue between your teeth when you
That
say?
if there's a little thing over the E, that means your zip is open.
Yeah.
So anyhow, one time, just real quick, I was riding in the woods with Butchie Heckman, and I got out of the woods first before him, and they were pushing a big pile of dirt for some construction or whatever as we exited the woods. There's this big pile of dirt, and I go, oh, I'm going to ride up on top of this pile and be up there like king of the mountain. Butchie's going to come out. I'm going to look down on him. Took you so long, bro. So I go riding up it, but it was soggy, moist, not mud, but, it was loose.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of get in the throttle. I don't know what I was on, but I was running Trelleborg friction spikes. So I go, brrr, right when I get up to the top, put the brakes on, the thing just goes whoop, right over the edge. The dirt goes, no, you're coming with me. Dude, I went ass over bandbar, boom, 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 the bike goes wham. You know how the bike always it always finds you.
Yeah.
I get to the bottom, I'm like, oh, I'm muddy, this, that. Butchie pulls up, I'm sitting on my bike, dirt everywhere, I'm all fucked. He goes, what are you doing? I'm like, you don't even want to know. Okay, closing summation, get back to my house, getting undressed, take off my jersey. I take off my jersey and there's a big tear. And I hold my jersey up, I see this big rip. I'm like, what the fuck? I hold that up, I go, okay, armpit, I go, look. I look on my body. I got roosted right on my side with the rear tire. So gnarly. You know when you get a scratch and it rolls up like a welt?
Yeah.
It looked like somebody was whipping me with a hot coat hanger. It was all black and blue and green the next couple of days. So yeah, with a friction spike.
Any blood?
Huh?
Any blood?
No, just that, But it turned funny colors like green and purple within the next course of the day. I showed my buddy, I lifted up, I go, yeah, me and my chick are getting into some kinky stuff in the bedroom, bro.
Okay. Does Ariel's bike roost or end?
I want to be the first in. I give them roost based definitely on no matter what the weather is, no matter whether there's snow on the ground or not, bro rides 12 months out of the year. No knock on people that go, oh, it's winter, I got to put my shit away for 3-4 months, whatever. Nothing funner than friction spikes on some packed snowmobile trails, whether they want you riding them on them or not. Who cares? Look at that. Tell me that's not fun. I say roost.
Have to agree.
Anybody who rides 12 months out of the year, even if there's snow, roost.
Anybody rides a 500 is okay with me.
Okay. Yeah, he's got the big gas tank. He's going out riding around. His picture is rather pathetic. He does have the big hand covers on the top there. There's,
Oh, the big
elephant ears. Yeah,
Those are the ones that you actually go inside, right?
Yeah, those.
But again, if it's minus 20 and he's out riding,
Yeah, he didn't say heated grips either, did he? Maybe he's using heated gloves. Like, what do you do?
sometimes too, you can get when you snowmobile, you get them little bags. You then you put them in you.
Yeah,
You might be running those too.
heated glove. Well, triple roost tonight. Now we come to the point. Oh wait, hold on. There's
Pointy end of the stick.
The pointy end of the stick. Hold on. Is this Mike? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I have a submission from Mike also. Believe it or not. So Mike sent another horrible picture, but we'll get to that later. Mike says, "Hi Jimmy, been fan for years and listened to every podcast, and for that I would like to apologize. My wife even won Rooster Endo a few years back with her 390 adventure. Awesome. Really enjoyed listening to you and Mike Young. That was a good podcast. If you like listening to two old guys bench race about the past, I guess. He was looking for a recommendation on his flex bars for his 950. So see what his recommendation he got entered in a Rooster Endo because of it. So he has on this bike a BRP triple clamp with a Scots and stock bars. I'm turning 50 this year and need some flex in my life. Fast Company flex handlebars he's talking about. He lives in British Columbia, Canada. What is it? I think the Canadians, I think they need to become our 51st state, so we can just call them Canada like state bros, you know? They hate that when I say that.
Yeah.
Just north of Washington by the Idaho border. So basically, he's like almost an American.
Yeah.
Yeah. Endless fire roads and 2-track through the mountains. And I can vouch for this because I stayed on the other side because I didn't have my passport. And there, it's really illegal for me to go across the border that way, but there were no signs telling they couldn't come this way. I rode to some frontier roads. It was pretty amazing, considering the border's so secure. The 950 eats up the kilometers. Well, if you brought it across, it would eat up the miles. You know that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for your time. I'll be sure to tune in to the next few shows and know we listen to every podcast. Thanks, Mike. He didn't even enter Rooster Endo. I just put him in here because he sent a picture of his bike, and I thought we would talk about it.
Well, he gets in because his wife won, so that's an automatic.
Well, so what he was really doing was he was curious about getting the flex bars, and he wanted a recommendation. And so what I do is because I think there was a section above that where he talked about how tall he was and a couple other things. And when I get that, I literally contact Cole over at Fast Company. I literally just say, hey, Cole, this guy needs some recommendation. And Cole, because this is what he does all day long, just gets back to him, hey, we have really good success with this, and this for this bike, and your height and all that stuff. And I guess he got him super hooked up with a good set of bars. So his bike no longer has these handlebars on it, and now he has probably has flex bars on it. So good on you. So this bike, I think, since it's getting a lot of kilometers up in Canada, roosts. So I say it's roost. He's got an exhaust system on it because that's all you need on a KTM 950 is more power.
Look at the rear tire. The tires like that scare the shit out of me.
Do I have the girl version of that? Is that what it is? Is that for girls that I have now?
I wasn't going to bring that up, but you have the same bike as his wife.
Wow.
Yeah. How does that work out? So this bike, it looks like it's well used, packed up, ready to go. Getting the miles on those things.
Looks heavy if you drop it.
Yeah, probably wouldn't pass the gene pick it up test. Okay, one last one. One last one. And this is, I gotta find out what his name is. Dave
Dealey.
Dealey. Dave Dealey has, it's funny because you know what's funny? You know, it's really bad.
You don't have his picture.
I don't have his picture. Let me see if I have it in my file here someplace.
Do you want me to read the thing while you're looking for
Yeah,
the file?
why don't you read that while I can see if I can save this segment because I might have just ruined the whole
That's all
show.
right.
As usual.
Dave's a patient man.
You could be. You can start reading it there. Shit. I don't have. I know how to get it. You just start read. Oh, you can't read it when I cover it up, can you?
My eyes aren't that good.
Hey, do you have another story? Dare I say a joke?
No, but I'll read my poem now.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, everybody.
Jimmy Lewis on Tech Talk Taco Tuesday has a segment where if you pay him, he won't read one of my poems from one of the 4 books I have. And I'm not going to tell you where you can get them because I don't give a fuck if anybody buys them.
No, Amazon. You can get them
No,
on
no, I'm
Amazon.
not trying to get anybody to buy them because I really don't care. I wrote them because I want to read them. Okay? So when you say it's poetry, it could be by like someone who's traumatized and has electroshock therapy or whatever. You never know.
Could be a guy that died at the dinner table.
Could be somebody who's almost died quite a few times. And nonetheless, anyhow, Jimmy read one of my poems and he had the voice changer deal on there. And, you know, it was kind of cool, but the way he read it was no knock.
It was out of.
wasn't the best.
What didn't have cadence?
Didn't have cadence. So I printed this one out in a really big font, and I'm going to read it. The name of this poem is Dumb Shit.
Is this addressed to me?
No.
Okay.
The Reaper and the Smiley Face met in a neutral territory, a hidden compartment inside a lightning bolt. They spoke about silly things, beef jerky and how come vegans never touch it on camera, why airbags smell like Jiffy Pop, you know, dumb shit. Prior to meeting, they were considered mere mortal enemies, but as time passed, they grew closer like conjoined twins crammed in a roller coaster seat screaming in glorious fear. A bond had now been ignited, and for the coming year for them, it would be full of grand adventures. Dumb shit.
That was nice, Jerry. That one, I'm not really having too many bad dreams right now.
How did you like how I had Gene's phone ring right in the middle of the poem?
I think
See how
I think Gene was.
Seen how I timed that?
I think Gene was trying to sabotage the whole segment
we're
even
not
more.
on the show. We're gonna
Yeah,
film it in a minute.
he's getting in trouble
Did you
right
get
now.
the guy's picture?
I got it.
Looks like a Yamaha.
About an hour
It looks like a Yamaha. So we're gonna
It
get.
looks a little heavy above the fender. What's going on there?
We'll have to read about this.
There's a license plate on the front of the bike. I've never seen that.
Okay.
Hi, Jimmy. I'm sorry. I don't know how to submit a bike for Rooster Endo. I hope this email address might be a good place
Well,
to
let me
start.
answer that just to begin with. Sorry, Dave, that I don't even know how to prep for this show and get your photo from the way you submitted it properly to the show. So we're even.
Okay, moving on.
Roost.
I picked up. Oh, all right.
What'd
that
you
was
say?
quick.
Roost, huh?
I just threw the roost in
He
there.
said premature roost. I picked up a well-used 2013 WR250F from a school that I occasionally work for, Smart Adventures. How well used? Almost 12,000 kilometers on the odometer. She needed everything. She needed everything, bro. Just like every other woman in the world. Oh, sorry, I strayed. She needed everything, starting with a thorough cleaning and a hand polish, most of the aluminum, plus chain sprockets, tires, straight bars, fresh plastics. The engine had already been redone, and she runs pretty good. Her mission, once a month, no pun
Or so.
intended, once a month or so, carry a chainsaw on the trail maintenance day. The color was inspired by Bob Hanna, no comment, and those are a set of his lightning bolts on the front fender. Okay, first question, why is there a license plate on the front of the bike?
That's Canada. They do everything backwards.
No, I mean, is that, have you ever seen that?
No, that
Have you
would
ever
be
seen
that'd be the
that?
first
No, I've
time.
never seen it.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe
What's above that?
the chainsaw.
Oh, is it?
Here, I have a,
I can't see
trivia
it.
question.
Okay,
that
trivia
pertains to this
question.
bike.
Okay.
Who designed the Yamaha logo on there? Like Kenny Roberts, like you see on all his
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know, and I'm a professional
you're a
graphic
painter,
designer.
you should know this.
I don't know.
Molly. Paint by Molly. That's who designed the Yamaha or all that stuff. He was the designer of all that.
Huh. I don't
When
know.
you say Molly, all I think of is EDC, the Electronic Dance
no, different
Convention.
It was before that stuff.
Yeah.
Would you, just quick question. Riding with a chainsaw, again, my eyes are
It's
fucked.
3/4 the size of the bike
Yeah,
almost.
on the front like that. I mean, I know he's doing trail maintenance. I respect that. And it's not saying he's going fast, but that looks pretty heavy and, that whole wobbly thing and whatnot.
You feel it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I throw I've been lately it's been a Milwaukee electric saw on the front of mine. The good thing about the electric saw is you can take the battery off and then make your buddy carry it, so you can kind of break the weight down because the battery seems to be about half the weight of the thing. But so I appreciate his trail maintenance
Roost or endo?
roost.
Roost or endo?
Well, I'm just thinking if, he rides the thing once a month with a chainsaw and you're riding a motorcycle, there's a chance of blood once a month, so. That's
Especially with a
that's an endo to
chainsaw.
me.
Yeah. Oh, an endo.
I'm giving it an endo based on the fact that wait, let me finish. I'm giving it an endo, no disrespect, but this is just me, based on the fact that the paint job is inspired by Bob Hanna. Hurricane Bob Hanna called Fuck You Racing a bunch of Satanists many years ago when we tried to give him one of our t-shirts. I gave it to Bevo Forte and I said, hey, give this t-shirt to Hanna. True story. He handed the shirt to Hanna, and Hanna looked at it. He gave it back to Beaver, and he goes, "Those guys are Satanists." Okay, so Bob Hanna, Stugats.
Well, you heard it here first. The story of why Bob Hanna is not in Fuck You Racing. So now we have to get to the point where we have to pick a winner.
I already have my winner.
Okay, and it is.
I give it to the guy with the 300 based on its simplicity, and based on the fact that those are really, really good bikes. I'm not like
The 300 was it? Did we have a 300
I
in
mean
there?
the 300. Didn't we have a
No,
300?
we had a 500.
Oh, you,
What was the one with?
500s.
What was the?
you manufactured this whole bike in your head? that
Hey, I
wins?
might have fucked up. Okay, I might have possibly made a
The
mistake.
first 500 KTM.
Was that it? The one that had the limited amount of
Yeah.
the
The
lift?
very first one.
Go back to
Lee's
it.
bike. I'll show you the picture.
Okay, go back to
Yeah,
that. I'm sorry, I thought it was a 300,
Oh boy, you could have just.
and I'm going to stick with it.
It's
That's the one I'm choosing.
you're choosing.
I'm
this-
off by 200 cc's.
Not that one. You're not
No,
choosing that
definitely
one.
not
You're-
that one.
Hey,
Hold on. I'm trying to get. There we go. I got to get that one. That one.
here's the thing: when you make mistakes, people,
That-
you have to admit it. Okay?
That one.
Throw yourself on. Yes, that looks like fun. That was the limited amount of things he's done to it. 500 cc's, even though I called it 300 at first. That looks like a lot of fun in the woods of Canada. Beautiful fall day. I do lean towards Hondas, but on this night, in the year of our Lord, makes its own sauce. Try it on nylons, small craft warnings. It's great on the home and the office on fruits. That's the bike.
Okay.
Gene?
I'm going to go with the guy with the other EXC 500.
The one with
Rides
the
all year
spikes.
round.
The spikes on the tire.
Yeah.
That would have been.
For the fact that he rides all year round no matter what the conditions are.
That's Ariel.
Yeah.
Ariel with his spiked
R-
tires
RL.
there. Okay.
Okay, tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker.
Now, what if you pick a completely
I
different
was-
bike?
Well then. This is my show, so I can do it.
You
Whatever.
just, you just named the winner.
I just named it. In all honesty, I really like Cody's Honda. I really did. I thought Cody had the. Well, Lee's picture was pretty good, but this Honda look. I mean, this guy really likes this bike. I don't know. I feel like he really likes this bike, and I like that. But he also really has every single mod already done to it. So therefore, I have to turn that off, and I start looking at the guy that rides every day, and I'm thinking to myself, he could probably use some taco bucks. So I'm gonna go with, and he also made a joke. He made a Canadian joke about help the import fees.
duty,
Yeah, which I thought was pretty good too. So I bet you would saying his name wrong the whole time.
So what? He won. Ariel.
Yeah, Ariel. I want to say Arlie. I don't know why. It's just my crooked spelling disorder or something. Arlie, you win Takamoto's Rooster Endo segment. Congratulations. I would do hand clap, but I'll give you this instead. How was that? That's my
pretty good.
that's my ringtone on my phone, by the way.
That's
so
good.
yeah. Okay. We have a couple other questions that we pulled from.
That was a stretch.
I bet you it was. You don't do that when you go on the other podcasts that you like so much.
I don't like any other podcasts. I don't listen to any other podcast. I don't sleep around with any other podcast. I don't even like coming on this fucking podcast. Okay?
Well, I told you next time we'd hang you like a bat. I told you we'd hang you like a bat from the ceiling if you wanted to.
There's too many rules, okay? Every time I come here, you spend a half hour saying, okay, Jerry, please don't say this. Please don't say that. Make sure you do this. Make sure you do that.
I only do that when the cameras are hot.
I can't be leashed. Didn't you know I was a scorpion?
Is any of what he just said true, Gene?
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
like everybody should be on this podcast. Okay, so I think we get down here to some of our YouTube comments. So if you leave a comment on this video, more than likely we won't respond to it instantly, but we get it in the comments and we start doing that. Congratulations to the dude riding in the snow. You deserve it. Hell yeah, he does. And Doug Derby says, I have an early 990 and he doesn't ride it much. Well, then you should submit it to Rooster Endo or For Sale. And that way you can show it to 32 million people watching this show right now. It's amazing.
That's
What?
wow.
Yeah, it's really
How
good.
many?
32 million, yeah. See, because like that number right there, you add, it's just like your financial statements where you just add 1 million to the
You
bottom
just
of
had
it.
32 million to it.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, you had 32, you had
So
million.
32 people are watching this show?
Right now.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
pretty good.
I think they just turn it on
Pretty good
because
for live, though.
they feel bad for you and they just leave it running.
Second
Well,
line. Jerry is bald and dangerous.
Salu.
Salu says
Salu.
Jerry is bald and dangerous. Jerry is like a train. He can derail at any minute. Do not go out in public with me. I went to the post office the other day, true story, and all the girls behind the counter, I know all their names. There's a new girl. So I go and I go, hi, Jay. And the other one goes, you never say hi to me by name. And I looked at her. She'd only been there for a while. I go, in all honesty, I forgot your name. Oh, she started busting my chops. Anyhow, Jay, the girl I know pretty good, I'm like, she turns her head. I go, what's her name? She goes, Amanda. I go, cool. So I'm like, all right, this and that. I go to leave and I turn around. There's some people in there. I turn to Amanda, this poor black girl standing there doing her job. And I yell, Amanda, I don't care if you're pregnant. I love you. We're going to be together forever. And I just walked out. And she was just like, so,
Her name
and,
Amanda or Amanda?
no, her
One
name's
of those?
Amanda. She has a Wagina. No, but I threw that one. So
That's a Wagina.
she wanted some attention. Oh, she got it. She didn't even know she was pregnant.
God.
Matt wants to know if we ever settled who won Rooster Ender from 2 weeks ago. He missed the last 30 minutes. Well, I'm sure the batteries in your device ran dead because this show has a way of doing that. No, I don't even remember the last show that I did. In fact, I'm probably going to have to upload it onto the YouTubes or something tomorrow, and I'll try to figure it out then and get back to you. If you won, then we'll try to get you hooked up. But sometimes it's a slow process. It involves 2 different people to make that happen. Okay. Questions back from the YouTubes and stuff like that. On our AJP video, Pedro Souza BX7ML said, just to let you guys know, Sax is also a Portuguese brand itself and has been around for some years now. And it's well known, especially for its good quality. AJP is not new at all, and this build, the PR7, is a result of many years of work in the area. For those with doubts, this brand is essentially all about reliability and quality build. Congratulations at AJP. I wonder if Pedro Sousa is the brand manager
What's
at
AJP?
AJP. They are a Portuguese brand that has been around for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard of them.
So they actually make, they make like the PR7 is like a rally kind of inspired bike. They have a kind of cloned older Husky engine into it, and then they use some of the
So like a Carabella only out of Portugal?
kind of like that, yeah. But they have some play bikes, like they have air cooled play bikes with pretty, with upgraded suspension, so like Honda CRF 250L kind of things, and they have some pretty good bikes. But yeah, so that's what. And Mark, mountain bike rider says, now if we could get the new WR450 compared to something. So he's bitching because we just did a kind of a 450 off-road comparison with the bikes we had, and we do not have a WR450 available to us yet. So he's complaining, and we would like to do that too. But if you send us bags of cash, always go a long ways about, in motivating us to get stuff. So you can do that through YouTube's, but it's better if you just drop them by here, because that way YouTube doesn't take like the 30% or whatever they cut out. Michelle Tour 150 says you should post a 1-year review about what broke, etc. So you know what I sometimes do to these I go on their page and see what they post, to see what they do, and I didn't see him posting about like what broke for his stuff. So it's like pot calling the kettle black, maybe.
Sounds like a divorcee.
Yeah. And Galvo Flies
Saws.
Galzo Fly Saws is trying to help us here, because I'm pretty sure that I could not say the word cove because it's covey, as in coffee, he says. So if you have a Covey 450, it's like a coffee.
Not a cove.
Not a cove and not a cove, it's a coffee. Covey. Covey, like coffee. So the more you know. Hold on, the more you know. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, it does.
That's like when a Cherubies made a shirt, and I still sometimes have to correct myself and say it exactly right. It's a chair bees. They did a guy yawning, then they had a picture of a chair and a bunch of bees, because everybody's always said acerbis, a chair bees, this, that. So if you want to know how to pronounce the name of a company, call it. And when the girl answers the phone and goes, "Hello, Covey, this is Amanda speaking."
Amanda.
Well, usually when I call a company, it says this conversation may be recorded for training.
Not at Fuck You Racing.
No. Who answers the phone there?
The AMA.
Do you guys have a phone number?
Yeah, 666.
Bob Hanna was right all along.
He was. Hologram with a bad hairdo.
Is he in the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame?
Who knows?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
He should be in the Hot Shoe Hall of
He should be in
Fame.
there.
Yeah.
Hurricane Bob.
Yeah, I like that guy.
I'm just fucking around. I
I
have
know.
no problem with Bob Hanna. I was just thinking back to when Bevo told me he called us Satanists. I thought it was funny.
What do you think about a
I
guy?
almost wore that shirt. You know, the one with the devil on it with the green letters?
Yeah.
We are not Satanists, we just like dirt bikes. I almost wore that tonight. But I went with, 6 days Italia.
I like that. Jerry, I like your comments on the guy who has a nice fuck you patch that matches the tattoo on your arm, by the way. It's very similar. It's in fact exactly similar. And you extracted it from my table of awesome things that I every once in a while hold up.
Yeah, well, patches are meant to be applied to garments. Stickers are meant to be applied to, even though you do have a one-of-one T-shirt,
Yeah.
death to all who oppose the Rippers. Notice how on camera you can only see the top, then down the bottom, death to all who oppose the Rippers.
So who won the go-kart tickets?
Oh, definitely the guy from
Good
Reno.
job.
Yeah, Garrett.
Yeah, no, the one with penis elbow. He so won them.
Yeah, hey Garrett, if you're ever down in Vegas, let us know. We'll come and rip carts with you. Send me an email, and I will get that all taken care
Or
of for
hit
you.
me up on my Facebook, JB Black, BLAKK. That's my Facebook, my personal Facebook that I never use. But if you want to get in touch with me for anything about the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, or you want to go to the go-kart track, I'll call Jimmy because he's the 8th fastest rider in the history of the go-kart track, and he will school you.
Well,
Do you like my idea about him having his own red plate, number 1 plate?
Yeah, defending
Two-time
champion.
defending champion.
Defending champion.
We give him a good cart. The carts are all pretty much the same, but he gets
I
a
think it
cart.
should be a helmet.
you guys are
Just give him a helmet.
you guys are
they
so
know he's
setting me
jump
up.
And then he get in any cart. Get him home
This
with
is
the hair
a
on
true
it.
story, and don't cut me off because I'm going to talk nice about you for 1 second.
First time.
First
Here,
time.
bring that bottle over here, the illegal one.
Jimmy qualified first, so he was on the pole with Garth Brow, who's a fantastic dirt track racer that we've known for a million years. Garth's awesome. Gonzo 15. Gina was standing there, and he goes, okay, we're going to do 20 laps. I'm going to flip a coin. If it comes up heads or tail, whatever, he goes, I'm going to invert the field. Sure than shit.
I let Jimmy call it too.
Jimmy called it, and those two guys got sent to the back. They qualified 1 and 2. They get sent to the back. What did Jimmy Lewis do? The world's fastest slow bike rider, winner of the Langtown Backyard Supercross, Dakar Rally stuff. I mean, this guy's been everywhere doing everything. First overall at the Incas Rally in Peru in 1996, along with Arnaldo Nicoli. Jimmy Lewis, serpentine, attack, came from behind, just like me on Amanda at work, snaking his way through everyone, elbows up. Somebody crashes, he looks ahead, deet, 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 took the win. Number 1 plate, dominating 2 years back to back. Don't say anything yet. Dominating back to back. So, come to the Hut Shoe Hall of Fame and watch him work his magic before he starts drinking tequila. You're on.
I was going to say, you can also hit up JB Black on Facebook if you need a design done, because a lot of the amazing designs you see around this studio. So you say one thing nice about me, I say one thing nice about you. You help me, I help you. If you need some design work, this guy has an eye all of his own, and he can make you a pretty sweet little design.
I'm pretty much the Sammy Davis Jr. of graphic design. Here's what I want. If you want me to do graphic design for you, know what you want and ask me, and I will try and listen to your story and then give it back to you in a camera-ready design. If you don't know what you want, don't look at my design that I've given back to you. Look at it like it's just scattered food products in a kitchen and go, okay, no, we're going to cook with this. If you don't know what you want, please don't call me, okay, because I'm very busy. I have a lot of things to do, like nothing, and go to the gym, and cook, and watch Netflix, and say bad words, and pet Jean's dogs.
Yeah. So with that, thanks for everybody for joining in. It was another stellar episode of this amazing podcast. I can't believe that it actually works. I think we've answered all the questions. Again, this is a show about motorcycles and motorcycle-related products. As you learned earlier, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, including Yamaha, Takamoto, with the Rooster Endo segment.
Hut Shoe Hall of Fame.
Send your bike in. Yep.
Yeah.
Big sponsor.
Can't believe I stayed awake through this whole thing.
Gene, you don't believe this, but they let me into that Hall of Fame celebration every year for free.
Really?
Yes. I get in for free, like everybody else.
That's
So,
pretty cool.
so I don't feel,
Pretty cool.
I don't feel special.
Do you know what Jimmy won?
I like to sneak in.
Not only did Jimmy Lewis win the go-kart race
hold
again
on,
last year.
hold on.
No, I'm gonna. You're supposed to grab it while I start talking about it. Not only did Jimmy Lewis win, but he wormed his way into winning the second ever Zecchi Award, which is named after Howard Zeckner. We came up with this idea to give someone who is a prominent figure in the motorcycle racing industry. I can't read that. You can read it. And
my glasses.
someone who keeps motorcycle racing, motorcycles in general, riding, just everything moving forward. There's a lot of people like to sit back. They're up in the stands. Everybody's got an opinion. Jimmy's a mover and a shaker. He gets stuff done. He's always watering the plant of motorcycles, making it grow, moving forward, teaching people, helping, like this show. He doesn't get paid for this. Yeah, he's got sponsors, but you call him up and he uses his expertise to teach you as much as he knows about motorcycles, which is a lot. And what does it say on the Zecchi?
It says, Jimmy Lewis, this award recognizes you, your selfless and unwavering dedication to the motorcycle industry.
Well, I really truly
That's
do
a pretty
appreciate that.
honored
No,
deal.
I didn't know I was getting it. Like, all the main complication with getting that was you told my wife that I was getting something, and I was hanging out with Larkin Wright, and Larkin had a tab going, and I mean I used to race, and I stayed away from the checkers back in the days in the desert. I'd stay away because I was focused on my racing, but I mean that's why I stayed away. I Well,
Nothing wrong with the checkers. They're
no,
just
nope.
animals.
Well, some of them are animals. Larkin's probably the one of the one of the
The
leaders.
point being, I ratted him out to his wife that he was going to win an award, but it would be later on in the night. It's about a 2.5 hour long event. And I said,
Where you get to listen to
Don't-
really cool stories from all the
don't let
racers.
Jimmy get too drunk. Not that he was going to get loaded, but it's a party. People are there. That's the only thing you have to pay. Everything's free. We give you sandwiches. You come in. There's no entry fee. If you want to drink, you have to buy your own drinks. Jimmy likes to drink. He was going to have a few drinks, and I just didn't want him to be soupy, if you know what I mean. So I told his wife. So she was like working him. He goes, "Oh, I'm going to get another drink." She goes, "Nah, well, you're going to have to drive home." And he's like, kept doing the question mark face, like, and Heather was on my side. She got my back. And he came up and he got the award and everything went swimmingly.
Yeah, it was good. I'm just bummed out on all the free drinks I missed out on.
I haven't drank in 37 years. Gene Woods, when's the last time you drank alcohol?
67 years ago.
How old are you?
67.
He drank alcohol as a baby? No. He's never ever
Cough syrup.
drank. He's never drank. He's never smoked cigarettes. He's never smoked marijuana. He's never done drugs. He is a pure blood. Now, ask
good.
me if he's ever touched a trophy girl's boobs. And I will say, yes, he has. Both of them.
Oh, you have that picture too?
No, but I'll do a courtroom sketch. And I signed it, Amanda.
You
Okay.
know the story behind that, right?
What?
Dave
Amanda?
Bailey.
No.
So Dave Bailey gets his first iPhone, right? And he gets on these dating sites. Dave Bailey used to work for me. He managed the go-kart track. Gets on these dating sites.
Not David Bailey of the
No, it's
motocross
Dave
race.
Bailey.
Our friend Dave
Different,
Bailey.
yeah, okay, different guy.
So he gets on this dating site and he gets exchanging pictures. And the girl says, well, send me a picture of your junk, right? So first off, he sends this picture to Amanda, but he clicks everybody on his phone list. So I get it, his daughter, my daughter gets it, all of his friends get it. There's a picture of his junk on there, right? Which is bad enough. So all that's over with, and he gets through that humiliation, and she texts him back the next day and said, would you like me to send you a picture of my junk? He's all, sure. Well, it was actually his junk when he sent it. Her name was Amanda.
Only Dave Bailey.
Only Dave Bailey could do something like that. And that's a mild story compared to things that Dave has done. It's
Another thing that
hideous.
Dave Bailey does is down on Fremont Street, they have these little circles you have to apply to be able to sit inside them and,
Oh, do entertain.
entertain, play music,
That's where the
make
kick,
stuff.
That's where the kick me in the nuts guy is.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Where,
So
where is that guy, by the way?
God,
Hey, I
it's
just
like he doesn't want me to tell the story.
no. I'm
Have you
He
fascinated.
hasn't been there
Punched in
for a
the
while.
throat.
He hasn't been there for a while.
Oh, he's missing. He must
Okay.
have got his nuts really.
So anyhow, Dave Bailey dresses up as Donald Trump. He has this really skin-tight, flesh-colored suit that actually looks like he's naked. It has little airbrush pubes. It's freaking hilarious. It's got stains on the bum. It's
It
disgusting.
didn't come with those.
Yeah, okay. Anyhow, and he does the whole thing. He paints his face orange. He gets out there. He's got like a shoe
got
coat
the
on.
wig.
He's got the wig, the whole deal. And people love him and people hate him. Like they fuck with him too. Anyhow, Trump came to Las Vegas a year or so ago or whatever, and he was at one of the parks, and Dave dressed up like Trump with his outfit, and he was going to go there, you know, in support, whatever, or do his deal. And he gets out of his car and he's walking over, and some people called the cops and said there was a naked man. And all of a sudden, true story, 6 cruisers rock up on Dave Bailey dressed up like Trump with pubes. Right?
That's the truth. That's true. They thought he was walking around naked, and they surrounded him and said, "Oh, well, you're not really naked, but get out of here, you weirdo."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Motorcycle and motorcycle related products, everybody.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to come and bench race, just pull up a chair on Tuesday night, or just send this podcast to your friends on whatever platform you're listening to it on. Thanks again, Jerry.
You're
I
welcome.
really I enjoy you being here as much as I do enjoy cutting you off mid sentence.
Well, you are the host of the show.
I'm not a very good one at it though.
But as a professional ex-television host, you have to remember that talking over people is unprofessional. You know, so you have to work on that.
Okay.
Your cadence,
My cadence,
you have
yeah.
to work on that, and you have to work on letting them give you insurance so you can teach people how to ride motorcycles correctly, because it's all about balance. You have to learn balance. right? What's the number one thing people learn when you teach them? You teach them
well,
what?
I know.
One of the first things.
I make them aware of balance.
Well, you teach them about balance.
Yeah. I want them to live a balanced life.
You know what I tell little
two
kids
wheels.
when they ride? The throttle goes this way, but you have to remember it goes that way. Because when everything goes crazy, they just forget to turn it down. They're like, full whiskey into the shed, no helmet on. Now dad's in trouble. Right?
Uh-huh.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah. Then dirt bikes are out of the picture.
What is the number one biggest selling intro bike in the world?
Z50.
Is it the Z50 or is it the PW50?
Z,
No, I think it's the Honda 50.
The Honda 50 still has the numbers over the PW because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
still sell in the PW.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if it is over it, it's probably going to stay that way because, man, more people are starting on the electric stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so-
but it's good for them to have that to learn to ride. Like, imagine when we were young, if we had little Stasics and we were bombing around, we'd be having the
Do you know
time
how
of
good
our
I'd be on
lives.
motorcycles if I had one of those when I
No,
was a
it'd be
kid?
awesome. It's just the main thing is like, no, my kid's never not going to ride. That's like saying my kid's never not going to have fun. You got to wear a helmet. Give them the proper safety equipment. Teach them what to do. Let them have fun. They're going to fall down. They're going to fall down if they play football.
I always think this show is going to be over and then we start talking about something that's cool. So what are we going to do to transfer all those kids that are ripping around on the Surons?
What do you mean transfer from the Surons up?
Get them, keep them on what they're on right now, but doing it right.
They're doing it to themselves right now because the police are stopping them from riding on the street.
Oh, you're talking about the
They're
bigger
impacting
bikes, the bigger, the Surons.
Yeah, the Surons and stuff.
The
They're,
kids
they're,
that-
they're ripping around the neighborhoods and stuff
Oh,
like this.
yeah.
They need a place to go. They need a park where they can go ride those things, like a little dirt jump park or a place, or they need to figure out how to be able to get them to an area where they can do this kind of stuff. And this is like I sit there and I see it, and the motorcycle industry is going, "What are we going to do? Our numbers are down, all stuff." I go, "Do you see?" I don't even know where there's a Suron
Does
dealer.
anybody put races on for them?
No.
Well,
But
there you
that's
go,
like
sure.
Is there?
down
I don't know.
Newport. That's what they're
Well,
all
they're
on,
in
right?
Vegas. They're heavily on. They're impounding the bikes if they catch them riding around on the street.
Right. They're not street legal then, right?
No, it's not a motorcycle, you know, and they're saying, oh, it's electric mountain bike, and they're doing all this kind of stuff, but they're doing crazy shit, but you know, and you see them running around in packs in Vegas.
I remember that stuff.
Also, yeah, he said Doug Derby says he just saw a pack of Surons night riding sidewalks wrong way on the side of the road. So last time I was in Vegas with my running club, we were at this kind of park at the edge of town, and a whole pack of them went by. Of course, there's one or two guys in gas bikes, you know, with them,
Right.
and the gas bike guys are like doing wheelies, and they're like it was like a little mini biker gang. But it's like these are kids that they were just like I was when I was younger.
They have talent and they love what they're doing.
They're sitting on something that's going to get them in trouble, or it could keep them out of trouble. And unfortunately, right now we have them getting in trouble. But it's like the motorcycle industry goes, hey, they got to figure out how to get these kids to do it the right way.
Right. There's a disconnect from, because I'm not one to sit here and tell you what to do. When I was young, I did so much dumb shit and broke the law and blah, blah, blah. And if I had one of them, I'd probably be doing the same thing. So you're saying, how do we connect having that bike and the enjoyment that the fun you have riding it, and put it in a place where you're not going to get busted by the
Parks.
cops, you're not going to get hit by a car.
Races.
Yeah, you put it to use somewhere applicable.
Suron races if we could afford the insurance.
Yeah, there we go. We need to get sponsored by an insurance company. You know, insurance companies sponsor some of the biggest race teams out there.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, and then it's hard to get it.
We need people to sponsor the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. We need donations, and I'm not lying, because we gave away 400 pairs of shoes about a month ago in association with Pastor Bob from the church in Kingman, who's so down to help us. But someday we're going to run out of shoes. So, see this shoe right here? If you have one leg, call me. I will hook you up. Okay?
I got them.
I keep shoes in the trunk of my car. I have about 4 pairs of shoes, different sizes. I can't tell you how many times I've driven to the gym. I'm going down the road and I look and I see a homeless person. It's 111 degrees. They're walking down the sidewalk. The bottom of their feet are as black as that shoe. And it kills me. So I just pull over and I go, bro, I got 11s. She's like, I'll take them. I give them shoes on the spot. Put my flashlight on. People are beeping. You're in the road. I'm like, Stugatz. I'm giving out shoes.
So, okay. My buddy Roger says, get them off the video games and their phones in a positive way. Correct.
And wear condoms. So you're not 16 and you have triplets.
That could get in your motorcycle habit way. So, okay. So, well, that's it.
What time is it?
It's time to shut the show down.
No, I was just wondering what time it is.
8:03. We did 2 hours.
So we did 2 hours, so we're perfectly on time.
Yeah. Like
Let's shake like adults. Look at that T-shirt, one of one. Gene, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
He did good tonight because usually he does this.
He didn't fall asleep, and he said more than one word. Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually he nailed it on the thing with the. I can't remember. See, I forgot everything I've done in the show.
And the guy that won the 2 go-kart tickets
Yeah.
has penis elbow. What a world.
Okay, see you, everybody. We're out. See you out in the trail. And now I got to figure out how to shut this show off again. There's a lot of buttons I have to push
Penis
to make
elbow.
it stop.
Who told you in the middle of the show?
If you liked what you saw in this video, come check us out over at dirtbiketest.com on the webs. We have bike tests, product tests, a lot of fresh dirt, and you can even support us by clicking through our links. Hopefully, we'll see you out in the trail.